Hello and welcome to Let's Play Master of Orion 2. My name is Marlowe from Explorminate.com, and the guys at Explorminate and I thought it would be pretty cool if we did some retro games on our YouTube channel. So we thought we'd start with Master of Orion 2. It's one of my favorite 4X games of all time. It came out in 1996, I believe, originally, although I did not play it until a couple of years after that. It is a turn-based strategy game set in outer space for those of you who were born after 1990 or have been, living as a hermit in the woods. And so we're going to play a game of it together. Alright, these are the settings that we're going to use. We're going to have average difficulty, because it's been about a year and a half-ish since I've played this game seriously. We're going to do a large galaxy, average galaxy age, which affects the type of planets that we'll find around the suns and the stars in our galaxy. We'll have 6 players, including ourselves, and an average tech level so that we don't have to research things like seat belts or cheese. We'll have tactical combat turned on. We'll have random events, even though that's normally something bad happening to us and something good happening to our opponents. And we're going to turn off the Anterans. I think they're kind of lame, personally, and they're not that hard to beat, and it gives you kind of a easy, cheesy way to win the game. So it's actually a little bit harder in a way when the Anterans are turned off. Alright, we have to select our race. The game provides several pre-made races that have various traits and abilities. I love the character portraits in this game for the different races, especially Captain Picard here. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. We're going to choose a custom race. That won't be the last Star Trek joke I make. I've run a couple test runs of this game to test the recording and to just remember how to play it to a degree, and we're just going to use the race that I was using before. We're going to use the Mercian portrait, but our race is going to have these, the following bonuses: industrial production +2, scientific research +1, ship offense +20, espionage +10, low gravity is actually a penalty, a large homeworld, and a dictatorship government. Low gravity, if I move the mouse, the text goes away, so pardon me there, but low gravity means that we'll have a slight ground combat penalty when we're invading planets, and it also means that we will have certain production penalties on certain types of planets. But we can overcome those things with technology, which we will do. So this screen is if I wanted to adjust the race and my selections for their traits and penalties, I could do that. I won't go over what all of these things do, but if you right-click on any one of them, a nice little description pops up. It's very, very helpful. Also, if you purchase the game somewhere, like GOG.com, for example, oftentimes you'll get the manual as a PDF, which is very handy. So we're just going to accept that, just use the same choices I used last time. That name won't work at all. My name is Marlowe. And we'll choose the red ships so that it's easier to make Star Trek jokes. Okay, and oh my, this is an interesting start. There's a lot of randomness in this game, and sometimes you can kind of get screwed by the random generator. Yikes, this is actually kind of bad. Let's look at our home system. We may, ultra rich, heavy G. You know what? We're gonna restart. That's there's a couple different reasons why, but the random number generator kind of screwed us on that one. We don't have to have a perfect start, but let's have a decent start. How about that? There's enough randomness in this game to keep things interesting, but there's enough randomness in the game to screw us over just fine, even with a decent start. So let's try again. And okay, this is better. Alright, so this is the entire galaxy that you can see on the screen right now. This is every star in our galaxy. You can see them, all of them, no problem, no fog of war. The only thing that you can't do is if you click on them, you could see that it's a yellow star. It tells you a little bit about yellow stars, but you don't know what planets are around that star and such as that. The only way you find out is by going there. So, and that's kind of how the exploration works in this game. These little black swirly things are black holes. The little watercolory patches on the map are nebula, and they do affect travel, and they can have different effects in tactical combat as well. So we might find out about that. We may end up colonizing planets in the nebula, since we're close to 2 of them. This is our homeworld down here, where the mouse cursor is, Fieris. And we're going to take a look at it just a second. You can zoom in on the map if you want to. Fairly small. I think it's about as small as you can go. There we are, zoomed in on this little section of space. I very rarely do that. I usually just kind of play in this default view. I think that's kind of what most people do. But at any rate, this is kind of the main screen of the game. And we'll talk about what all these things over here mean and all these buttons down here do as we get to them. But first, let's examine our home world. Alright, this is Fieris 1. It is our home world. It is large. It is a Terran planet, meaning it has an environment very similar to that of Earth. Not that our race knows what Earth is. We currently have 8 out of 16 possible population. That means, I think it's million. It's million or billion. One of those. Anyway, we have abundant mineral resources which affect our production. It is a low G homeworld because we chose low G as a trait of our race. And we currently have a star base in orbit around the planet. This is our sun. Oh, and we have a large desert abundant planet. We'll probably build a colony there at some point. That's nice. It's easier to build a colony in your own system than it is to build one in another system for various reasons that we'll go into later. But let's look at the planet screen. Alright, every colony you build is going to have a screen that looks kind of like this. Down here is a representation of the things that you've built. This is our capital. It's the only one we have. Up here you can see money that we're making through taxes. You can see food that we're producing from our farmers, work that production we're producing from our workers, and science research output we're producing from our scientists. These are our people. You can click and move these people around any way that you want to. We're going to leave them on the default for right now, but we'll be moving them around a lot as the game progresses. Over here is the build queue. Everything you build goes through the build queue, whether it be a building or a ship or what have you. If you click on it, you go into the build screen. You'll see this screen a lot. Right now, the only things we can build are trade goods, which is where you basically convert production into money, and housing, which is where you convert production into people, population growth. This is our ships over here. We can currently build a few different things that we'll go through as we need to. There's our default warship layouts. They all suck, and we can make spies. Currently our turn times are really high because we don't have a lot of production. Right now we're just going to build some trade goods and make ourselves a little bit of money. Mostly because we don't have anything researched. So let's research something. This is the research screen. The research screen, it's pretty simple, but I should explain how it works for those who may not be familiar with this game. So up here in the construction box, you have 3 different technologies: anti-missile rockets, reinforced hull, and fighter bays. Because our race is not creative is a trait that we could have chosen in race creation. When we research one of these technologies, we are doing so at the expense of researching the other 2. We cannot ever research the other 2. Sometimes you will only have 1 technology in a group, and sometimes you'll have 2, and sometimes you'll have 3. You'll never have more than 3 in the same one. Now, if you click on the title bar up here, where it says construction, we can see where the research tree is going. We don't have to worry about that too much right now, but it's just something that you can do if you're interested in doing it. There aren't any real technology dependencies per se, in the sense that you have to have, you know, uh, well, like civilization, where you have to have the wheel to get, agriculture or archery or something. It doesn't really work that way. It's just once you research something at this level of the construction tree, you can research whatever technology you want to at the next one. Now, if we were a creative race, when we research one, we would end up getting all the technologies. As you can imagine, that's quite powerful. And if you look it up on the internet, you can find a lot of ways to build races in this game, custom races that are quite frankly imbalanced and probably, well, I can tell you they are not always much fun to play with. Sometimes it's fun to just dominate the game, but a lot of the time, the only person you're cheating is really yourself, unless you're playing multiplayer. So the first technology I like to research is the research laboratory. It's not the cheapest technology that's available to us right now, but it's one that will give us a boost in other technologies that we're going to be researching, and we will be researching a lot. Now, if we want to get other technologies other than the ones that we personally research, we can do so through trading with other races. We can steal it with spies, or we can pillage it through conquest. All of which we will probably do in this game. But we're going to start right now doing it honestly with the research laboratory. And once we do that, we can see down here it will take approximately 18 turns at our current researching pace. And that's okay. What we could do is we could move our worker down here, make him another scientist, and then it reduces that to 14 turns. Let's leave him up there for now so we can get some money through making our trade goods. Okay, now last order of business for this first turn of the game, and that is to send out our scouts. Well, at least at the average tech level, you always start out with these 2 scouts and a colony ship. We're going to send the scouts out individually so that we can scout more places at roughly the same time. So you'll see on the map, once I highlight the ships, I can move them simply by clicking on another planet. There are no star lanes in this game like you might see in, say, Sword of the Stars. And so you can move from any star system to any star system as long as you have the fuel capacity and or drive technology to get there. If a line is red, as you can see right here, that means I can't quite go that far. If it's green, that means I can. So we're going to go to these places. We're going to leave the colony ship at home for right now. I know a lot of the pros would say that's a bad idea, but personally I think you're taking a big risk because there are often space monsters at some of these systems, and they will eat you for lunch, and it takes a long time to rebuild a colony ship at this point in the game. So we hit intern, and you'll see our ships progress towards their destinations. And oh, look, we've rescued Crassus, who joins you out of gratitude for being rescued. He's a labor leader, so we got him for free. Oh, he was on a... This is not a bad system. Not a bad system. We may colonize over here, although it will be expensive to do so. You can't farm on radiated planets, and it costs more maintenance on your buildings on radiated planets. Now, we can technology our way out of that problem eventually, but it's going to take a little while. So, since we now have our first leader a lot earlier than I expected, let me show you how that works. Down here, on the leaders button, we just click that and we go to our leader screen. You can have 2 different kinds of leaders, colony leaders and ship officers. We don't have any ship officers, we just have colony leader. You can cycle through all the star systems that you have colonies in through right here. We only have 1 colony right now. Crassus is a labor leader. He's certainly not the best leader that we could have. He requires 1 credit, a billion credits of maintenance per turn, but we're going to assign him to Fieras because right now he's better than what we've got, which is nothing, and he gives us plus 10% production on whatever we happen to be working on, which is nice. And why is that highlighted, I wonder? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay. Let's send our scout somewhere else. Where shall we send you? Okay. Let's send you to this other little blue star down here. White star, I'm not really sure. And, oh, look, a star system with no planets around it. Now, these rings that you see around here, eventually we could research a technology where you can take those rings and turn them into an artificial planet. That is sometimes useful, but frequently not. And we've met another race pretty early. Alright, there's plenty here for all, Emperor Marlowe. A lasting policy of friendship will serve to benefit both our empires. Ah, yes, the Cylons usually start pretty friendly. Ah, that's the reason that we're able to see them. We have discovered a wormhole, which would allow us to fly from the Tigris system to the Montone system in one turn, which ordinarily would take a lot of turns. So that's how we're able to make contact with them. Now that we have contact with them, let's go to the diplomacy screen. Alright, here's the diplomacy screen. We have no contact with any other race. We can see Kelvin, the leader of the Cylons. We don't have any treaties with them, but we're about to because it's very easy to make a deal with them. And this is their opinion of us, which right now is medium, high, medium, kind of neutral. So we click on Audience, and then we click on the Cylons. They appear, and we're going to propose a treaty. We're going to propose a trade treaty. And they accepted because, well, that's what they do. We're not going to have a research treaty with them because they're creative and they usually have the best technology in any game in which they appear. It's kind of annoying. We might spy on them later. And if that sounds underhanded, don't worry. The computer will do it to you at their earliest opportunity. Okay. Oh, look, we have rescued another leader. And he's better than the one we've got. Let's assign him to Fieris. Yes. Oh. Wait. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, things are looking up already, folks. Alright, let's look at this system. Do we find anything decent? Large, radiated, ultra-rich, heavy G, that's not bad. Tiny, toxic, oh, that's the worst planet I've ever seen. We will not be colonizing that planet for any reason whatsoever. Stable wormhole is there, right. Right. It would be nice to find a planet that is not... Oh, gem deposits. Oh, and look, they're all toxic. Except for this one, which is radiated. Toxic. Toxic. Yeah. These planets suck. Yeah, these planets are no fun. Is there anywhere else that this ship can go? Answer? No. Okay, we're just going to leave him there. He'll be fine. And we're taking a long time to get our first colony, but that's how it goes sometimes. Alright, we have researched the research lab. We are now going to go for reinforced hull. Reinforced hull gives us it's a ship-based technology, and will give our ships a stronger hull in combat, which is good. And really, the reason I'm researching that right now is because I want what's right behind it, what I know I can get in a couple of turns. Okay, we're going to leave that alone for right now, and we're going to. Oh, but we are going to go to Fieris, and we're going to change our production to the research lab. It's going to take 13 turns. We're going to take one guy off of the... can we buy it? Okay, we're short. We're going to take one guy off research and for just a little while and put him on production to speed up the production of that building, because it will increase the speed of our research. Let's end our turn one more time, and we have found a half-decent planet. Small desert. Abundant with gold deposits. That means we'll get more money from that planet. So we've explored all the planets that we can currently reach with our current technology. Let's try to find a planet to build our colony on. Now you can sort this list. These are all the planets that we've discovered. This list will grow. There's all the toxic planets that we're going to ignore. This list will grow as we discover more planets. I think, gosh, radiated planets are okay, but they're high maintenance, and we're just not ready for that yet. I think I'm going to send the colony ship to this gold deposit planet, and we're going to be colonizing Farius 2 as soon as we can also. So, our colony ship is en route, and we're just going to end a couple of turns here. Alright, colonize the pre-selected planet of Yifine Prime. That's a nice word I'm going to have to pronounce for the rest of this LP. Yes. So now you're treated to a nice little cutscene of your colony pods landing, which I have always enjoyed. Alright, and that's... Alright, we'll keep it. Alright, we've just colonized our planet. Let's build things. We're going to take him off farming, and we're going to build a marine barracks. Terraforming. I'm not sure we should have that technology, honestly. Did we get this technology because of the leader? That's possible. I wasn't reading that closely. That is probably what happened. Sometimes when you rescue a leader, they bring you technologies along with them, and it is entirely possible that this guy brought with him the technology of terraforming. If so, that's huge. No, I don't want him to go there. Environmentalist pollution level of a planet by 20 reduces the pollution level of a planet by 20%. That's excellent. Okay, so we will be terraforming that planet one day, but we need to build up its production. Now, the other thing that we're going to need to do. All right, this is just the Emperor of the Cylon Empire thanking us for the trade treaty, which is helping us. Our gold production, our credit production has gone up significantly. We are going to need to build freighters. Let me show you the colony screen. This is a handy screen to use. It gives you a summary of all your colonies and what the heck it is they're doing at any given time. We're going to spend a lot of time on this screen. Alright, we're going to buy the research lab, and then we're going to click on that, and then we're going to build a freighter fleet, and we're going to use the freighter fleet to... Oh, that's right. We're going to use the freighter fleet to bring food to our new colony that is not producing any of its own food, so that those people don't starve to death. It's not a big hit with your populace when they have no food. So, just a, little tip there. Alright, let's end this turn. And yeah, they have starvation. The freighter fleet, can we buy it? Yeah, I bet we can. Yeah, we're going to spend a little money to get it just a little bit faster, and we'll get it next turn. Gosh, let's change this for the research lab so that we can research even faster. And okay, now we've got food. And we've researched reinforced hull. Now, what did I want that was right behind it? Automated factories, which will increase our production. Alright, so we've built the freighter fleet. You don't actually see the freighter fleet on the map. It's just, it represents kind of invisible supply lines. Think of it like that. Alright, we've built the freighter fleet. What can we build next? We need to build a colony base so that we can colonize the other planet in our system. So that is what we will do, and we're going to move one more guy down and work on production because I think we can... Uh-oh, that was bad. Nope, we need him there. Okay, well, we'll buy that colony base when we can. We have good income right now, and our expenses are pretty low. So one of the criticisms of this game is that there are times when you just kind of hit end turn over and over and over again, particularly in the early stages of the game, because you're waiting on things to happen. Alright, we have a ship's commander that we could hire here. Oh, Oh, well, that's not bad. He increases the attack bonus of the ship by 5. That's okay. Alright, we can always fire him. He costs $30 right now. And costs $1 per turn. Yeah, they're credits, and BC stands for billion credits. I'm going to call it dollars. No matter how hard I try. So, that's... How about bars of gold pressed latinum? There you go. Let's hire him. Why not? We can always get rid of him later. We don't really have a ship to put him on right now, but that's fine. Cylons would like to have a non-aggression pact with us. We will accept that. Now, they'll break that at a moment's notice and attack us, but it's better than nothing. Alright, we've researched automated factories, which we will immediately start building in all of our colonies, and we'll also start researching biospheres, which will allow us to pack more people onto each planet. Because, hey, everybody loves some overcrowding. Our population is growing here, which is good. Can we buy this? Yes. How much money do we have? Okay, we're going to spend it. Yep, I think it's probably the smart move to make at this point. Sometimes, even if you're spending a lot of your money, if you know that you have money coming in, which we certainly do, it's wise to buy things so that you can get things produced faster and, you know, just get things going. Just get things going. Let's get rid of the housing. We're going to build an automated factory. Let's go to our other colony. 8 turns for the research lab. Okay, automated factory. We're going to... 21 turns, really? Okay, 8 turns. That's good. We're going to try to buy that when we can, too. It will really help things. Okay, so now we'll end our turn. We can't explore anymore right now because we don't have ship technology that will take us further. Well, actually, we probably can because we have this other colony out here, and I'm dumb. That's probably what's really going on. Alright, so we built our colony base, which is a small ship that allows us to settle other planets in the same star system in which the colony base has been built. In this case, it was our homeworld, and we're going to settle this desert planet right here. We will settle it. Let's watch the happy little settlement cutscene. Hooray! Okay, so we have a little guy here. He's not going to farm. We're going to build an automated factory, a marine barracks, a research lab, in that order. You can queue up the production, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so let's see what we wasted time not scouting. Okay, we can't go there. We could go there, but it'll be through the nebula, and that's not a good thing to do. So we'll go that way. And as you can see, when you go through the nebula, it slows your ships down. They don't travel as far per turn. Okay, we've got 2 planets here. Medium tundra, ultra poor, low G. Not a great planet really because of the ultra poor. That means it'll take a long time to build things there. Then we've got medium barren abundant. That's not a bad planet, and it could be terraformed into a pretty good one. It is awfully close to the Cylons, and they might not like it very much if we settle too close to them. And we're building a pretty good relationship with them, so we should really consider that. Uh-oh, a space hydra attacks us. And we're going to be dead. Yep, we're dead. But that means that's a pretty darn good system, more than likely. Now, we've just finished researching biospheres, which will allow us to have more people on each colony once we build the biospheres. And we're going to do that because population is extremely important in this game. The more people you have, the more production you can have, the more research you can have, the more, well, pretty much everything you can have. Okay, now our next research project is perhaps a little more tricky of a choice. We should probably... What's the scout lab do? I don't remember. Oh, it's generating research with ships in your fleet, which is interesting, but it's not something I usually go for. Security stations has to do with combat roles of Marines when defending against troops that have boarded your ships, which can happen in combat. And Neural Scanner, which gives us bonus to our spying, which could be handy, but it's also an expensive branch to research right now. We could get bigger fuel cells so we can explore more. That's tempting, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Battle pods we certainly will get up here in construction at some point, but there's no rush to do that right this second. I think for now we're going to get these, try to get these fuel cells so that our ships can go farther and scout more. Okay, now this is the system where the Space Hydra attacked us. We're going to take a quick look at it and see what's so good about it. One good thing is that there's a planet with gold deposits on it, which gives us more money per turn on that planet. Hello! We have a large Terran-rich planet. That is a great system. It's going to be hard to get to it before the Cylons do. And down here we see that we indeed have a Space Hydra down here who ate us for lunch when we traveled to the system. Alright, folks. We're going to cut the video here, and when we come back, more Master of Orion 2. Until next time, I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next one.